Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Kyla, even though some of y'all been calling me Made Whole, which I think is so funny. But welcome back. I'm super excited to have you all. Today we're going to be talking about the 4 do's and don'ts of dealing with loneliness. I'm super excited for this video. I think it's very timely considering most of us are in quarantine, or maybe you just come out of a breakup or whatever. We all experience loneliness at some point, and so I want to give you some healthier ways to deal with it, as well as back it up with some biblical principles. So if you're not already subscribed to my channel, make sure you do that so you don't miss when I post another video. If you're returning, welcome back. I'm always super excited to have you. Y'all know I do not like talking to myself. And without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into today's video. Okay, so the first thing that you don't want to do when you're feeling lonely is to fill your void with substances like alcohol, weed. You don't want to like drown out your problems with a substance, because that's not going to help you. You're going to be feeling awful, and then you're going to wake up with the same problems, the same empty void. So you might as well go ahead and just deal with that thing head on, right? 1 Peter 5:8 says, "Be alert and sober-minded, for your enemy, the devil, walks around like a roaring lion, waiting for someone to devour." Literally, when you're drinking your problems away, when you're drinking that feeling of loneliness away, one, it really doesn't go away, and 2, you're leaving yourself open to make like dumb decisions, like calling your ex or scrolling down memory lane, which is something we're going to talk about. Trust me, I've been there. I was drinking myself to sleep, and I woke up feeling much worse the next morning. And it's like a cycle. Like every time you're feeling lonely, you feel like you have to drink, and it's just a never-ending cycle. So one of the things you want to do instead is to, 1, figure out why alcohol or why this substance is the first thing that you turn to. Is it generational? Is it habitual? Like, why is this thing the first thing that you turn to? Is it just easier? Is it the easiest thing that you can access instead of having to deal with your problems? You want to go ahead and face that head on first. This time that you could be spending with drinking and drowning out your problems, take that time to deep dive into yourself and find a healthier habit. I don't care if you need to learn a new skill, learn something creative that you always wanted to do, anything that you can do to fill that time. For me, I was a heavy drinker. Like whenever I had a problem, your girl was down in several glasses of wine. But instead, I just started buying sparkling cider whenever I had that like craving to drink. Of course, it was not the same, y'all, but it was still something that I was drinking, and I would find something that I like to do. I started taking the time to make myself like fancy meals. I started reading. I just started filling my time with fun things. I started working out, whatever I could do to fill that time that I would usually go right into drinking. I also found new friends who did not drink, so I wouldn't have to be triggered to drink. So these are just a few of the suggestions, but if you have more suggestions, leave them in the comments below. I would love to know what you guys do instead of drinking. So the second thing that you don't want to do when you're dealing with loneliness is start scrolling down memory lane. This is probably like the worst thing you can do. I don't know why we always want to go scroll through old pictures, go stalk people on social media, go stalk our exes. I don't know what it is, why we love that torture, but that's like something that you really don't want to do. In 2 Corinthians 5, it says that if anyone is in Christ, then they are a new creation. Old things have passed away and a new life has begun. That means stop focusing on the past. Stop focusing on what you left. Like whatever you left behind, whatever God has told you to leave behind, whatever the reason why you're feeling so lonely is, you're not going to find fulfillment in looking in the past. All that's going to do is just bring on more regret, more shame, more isolation, more loneliness. Like those things do not help. It's going to make you jealous, bitter. Like you're wasting emotions. Like this is a time for you to really get to know yourself. So one of the things you do want to do instead of scrolling down memory lane is to spend some time creating new memories. Journal about the life that you want to live. Journal about the kind of friends, the kind of people, the kind of partner that you want to have. Like spend some time really getting to know yourself. Go take yourself out on a date and take a journal with you. Like just start to dream again. Like if you constantly focus on the past, like you'll never be able to enjoy your present and enjoy your future. Because you're always thinking like you're missing something, oh, it was so much easier when I was with this. But it's like, honestly, like God has said, like old things are passed away, so let them pass and move on to the new thing that God has for you. And this is something that you can do often. Like this is an ongoing process. So whenever you feel that itch to go do that, go build a Pinterest board for the new life you want to live. Go write down your dreams, go explore. Like this is your time. Like loneliness is not a time to be sad about like what you miss. It's a time to really discover yourself, because once you get married and you start having kids and stuff like that, you have less time to really figure out who you are. Not saying it's not possible for anyone who is married. I'm just saying that this time of you where you're not tied to anyone, like, is a beautiful time to just discover yourself. So the third thing that you don't want to do when you're feeling lonely is masturbate and fornicate. I'm going to keep it 100%, y'all. Literally taking your problems, your loneliness, your emptiness, and putting it on someone else, or taking it especially to masturbation, is not the answer. I want to zone in specifically on masturbation for a second, just because I know that boredom and loneliness is a huge trigger for people to masturbate. And masturbation is literally bondage. It's bondage, it's habitual, it's something that keeps you bound. Like, your mind is bound, your body is bound to it, and it's just really not healthy, especially like when God does bring that person in your life who you're supposed to be with. It can make you emotionally disconnected because you're so used to pleasing yourself that it makes it difficult for you to please your spouse. So this has like long-term effects, and your mind is constantly somewhere else. 1 Corinthians 6:18 says, "Flee from sexual immorality. Every other sin a person commits is outside of the body, but the sexually immoral person sins against his own body." Fornicating is like literally giving a part of yourself to someone else, giving the broken pieces of yourself to someone else, and then you're taking that person's broken pieces and mending them into your own. And then people wonder why, like, your mind is all cluttered, you're all over the place. It's because you keep giving parts of yourself away instead of taking the time to heal. Same thing with masturbation. It's putting a mask over the issue. And I know it's like, well, I'm not dating nobody, so like, what am I supposed to do with my free time? Like, trust me, girl, I know. But it's so much better just to protect your body and to literally protect your mind. Masturbation is literally like a temporary high. Once that high comes down, then you have the guilt and the shame and the bondage that is a big separator from you and Christ. This is not a video to condemn you or anything. It's just opening your perspective. Like, is it worth it? Is that quick burst of high worth all of the results and the weight that comes with it? So one of the things you do want to do when you're feeling lonely, instead of masturbate and fornicate, is to exercise. Working out literally is burning your flesh. It's killing your flesh. Just like masturbation and fornicating feeds your flesh, working out helps to deny your flesh. You're literally wearing your body out. By the time you get home from a workout, by the time you actually do a workout, a run, a jog, whatever, home workout, your body is literally tired, and you have fed those same emotions that come with masturbating and having sex. It's not going to be exactly the same, but literally your body will be so burnt out, and now you have somewhere to focus your energy. You're making your body healthier, you're keeping your mind pure, and you're also filling up that time that you would use to masturbate. So the fourth thing that you don't want to do when you're feeling lonely is to isolate yourself. This is a major thing. Whenever you are feeling lonely, you tend to like soak in your feelings. You play sad music. You say you don't want to talk to anyone. You put yourself in this space of like seclusion. And that is when the enemy has a field day on you. He starts bringing on the shame. You start getting all these crazy thoughts, and literally you just go deeper and deeper and deeper into isolation. So one of the things you want to do instead is, one, cling to God in this time. Before anything, cling to God. Like, he is always speaking. He has always had something to say to you. His presence is tangible. Like, he is around. Talk to him. He wants to comfort you in your time of loneliness. And then if you don't already have godly friends, you want to start to pray for divine connections, godly friends. I know I had a season where it was just me and God, and all I could do was journal and just constantly be in his presence. But then as I began to pray for the specific kind of friends that I want, God actually brought those friends around me. So instead of isolating yourself, call up a friend, ask a friend to come over, ask a family member to come over and just be with you, and just be open about what you're going through. Now, you have to obviously use discernment and be wise about who you call in this time, because you don't want to call anyone who is going to trigger you or lead you to do something that's not healthy for your body or for your mind. So just be wise about who you contact, but make sure that you surround yourself with people who can help you improve your mood, pour life into you, because you don't want to do this journey alone. Ecclesiastes 5 says, 2 people are better off than one, for they can help each other succeed. If one person falls, the other can reach out for help. But someone who falls alone is in real trouble. Do not isolate yourself. The enemy would love for you to be by yourself, soaking in your feelings. That's exactly what he would love. Find a community. There are tons of Facebook groups out here. There are tons of online communities, Zoom meetings, just different ways to meet people virtually, so you don't have to be alone. You may not know someone in your area, but like I said, you can make friends online really easily in these communities. In fact, I have a community for those who are struggling with same-sex attraction or who are ex-LGBT, who just need a community, a safe space to just talk about the things that they're going through. Like, find a community, pray for divine connections, call up a friend or a family member, whatever you can do to just get around some people that can just love on you and just put you in a better space. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. And if you actually do any of the things that I suggested, please leave a comment in the description box so I can see how it went for you. Or if you have any other ideas that you have learned along your journey that can help someone else with loneliness, go ahead and leave those in the comments below. And I will see you guys in the next video.